Hi, Mr. Andrew here, and today is another installment of polynomial vocabulary. This time we're going to be talking about degrees. So here's a polynomial in front of us, 4x squared minus 3x cubed plus 7 minus 5x to the 5th power. So here we're going to talk about the individual terms first. So we're going to talk about the degree of a term. Okay, so as in the previous videos, I just broke it up. This is how I view the polynomial. I see 4 separate things, and we call those terms. Within each term, we can have either a constant term from the last video, or if we're looking at a variable term, we could have a coefficient and variable component. So here, if I look at this term, if you've listened to me talk before, you've heard me say 4x squared. Squared is the terminology I use to signify that I have a power of 2. So if I have a power of 2, I can actually call that a squared term. So here, instead of having to say to the power of 2, I can shorten it up by just saying squared. So if you encounter that, don't be afraid, that's just to the power of 2. And while I'm at it, the same thing can be said about the power of 3, which is a cubed term. So I would read this 4x squared minus 3x cubed. Now moving past this, let's talk about the degrees of each term. So I'm just going to label this term degrees. Okay? Now here for the 4x squared, it is to the power of 2. So I say the degree of this term is 2. Okay? Now here for the negative 3, x to the cubed, or x cubed, or you could read that x to the 3rd power, you can say this has a degree of 3. The 7, technically no degrees, okay? Or you can technically, well, I don't want to get into that, but you can say there is a power of 0 there on the variable, which is non-existent, so that's why it's 0. But here, if we want to say x to the 5th, this is the 5th degree right there. And now, the degree of the polynomial is now another thing we need to talk about. Degree of polynomial. This is actually the highest degree of any of the terms. So if I see the degree of the polynomial, I'll look here, 2, 3, 0, 5. So the degree of the polynomial in general is 5. I'd call this a 5th degree polynomial. Okay? So this concludes the lesson. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to email me. Thank you.